Now, the question is whether there is going to be a war on Crimea or war on Ukraine, whether it is going to be a full-fledged war where the Russia is going to overtake Ukraine and the Russian forces will be overrunning the Ukraine capital. Now, this is KB Gopalakrishnan, and I have done multiple predictions on the mundane astrology. First of all, Russian President Vladimir Putin has taken charge in Kataka Lagna. Saturn and Mars is in the 6th house. Now the 7th house is the relationship with the neighbors. How he is going to have the relationship with neighbors is the 7th house. So the 7th Lord is in the 6th house, shows that it is going to be a very, very difficult problem with that of the Russia. It's going to be a very, very difficult problem with the neighbors. He's going to have a lot of difficulty with the neighbors. He's going to have a lot of misunderstanding with the neighbors. There is going to be pressure, tension in and around the Russia, and especially in Ukraine. The second thing is, whenever Saturn, Mars, Rahu combines together, then there has been an outbreak of a severe hostility between Russia and Ukraine. This time, unfortunately or fortunately, we can put it up, the Rahu and the Ketu is not going to meet Saturn, Mars. The Saturn Mars is going to meet each other, so that will be a brief period of time, let's say for 15-20 days or 30-45 days it will be there. At that particular point of time, there is bound to be skirmishes in Ukraine, and the Russian economy is going to go through a lot of difficult phases across. The other point is the America, though it might be very hostile towards Russia and it will be like kind of talking big, it might not allow Ukraine into the NATO alliance. It might not allow the NATO alliance. It might not be there as a person. The tensions in Ukraine will escalate. Because of that, the gold prices will go up, there could be dip in the stock market, there could be few sanctions, but the outright annexing of Russia by outright annexing of Ukraine by Russia and making into a Russian territory is not going to happen. Though there will be a tension, there will be escalation as Mars moves towards Kumbha, and the many planets are going to make a planetary transit into it. It is not going to be there. It is not going to be there in the immediate sense. There has been a lot of talk, there has been a lot of or what you call it as posturing and anti-posturing or something like that, and Russia has moved one step closer with Ukraine, but might not have the daringness and the courage to go ahead and do it across, because the Mars will move within a few days from the 6th house into the 7th house across, and this will subside the tension to a very, very large extent. So the question of Vladimir Putin annexing Ukraine and making Ukraine a part of the territory is not going to be there, but the tensions in Ukraine will be there, and his demand of NATO not forming the NATO alliance, Ukraine coming into the form of the NATO alliance will be there as a person. So therefore this is a very, very important development. It might after Sun leaves Meena, the tension might subside down, and things can get back to normalcy, and it can kind of do things across. So this is the prediction part of it. The answer is Ukraine going to invade Russia? Astrologically, the answer is in 2022, and in the month of March, April, the answer is very, very clearly no. That's the prediction, and keep watching. You'll get the latest prediction from the channel, one of the best channels for mundane astrology, of course. Thank you.